Well, hello and welcome to high school football playoff action here on News Channel Nebraska. Alongside new friend Chase Wilkinson, I'm Pat Jansen here from Ashland as we've got number 7 Auburn taking on second-seeded Ashland-Greenwood. These two teams have seen each other already this season. Chase, what do you think both teams can take from that previous matchup?
Well, I think Auburn took a lot away from the O'Neill game. It was a close defensive game, 9-7. Auburn squeaked by with a win. These two teams have great defenses, and I think that's what's going to come down to tonight.
Let's take a look at how both of these teams got here after wins last week in the opening round of the playoffs. Auburn got past O'Neill. As Chase mentioned, it was a defensive battle looking at the highlights here, and it came down really to special teams as it was scoreless until the fourth quarter. Auburn got on the board first, missed an extra point. O'Neill got a touchdown to tie it and then took the lead with the extra point. Auburn able to get near the goal line, but not quite able to punch it in. So what do the Bulldogs do? They go to their backup kicker, Wyatt Tanner, who had missed a kick earlier in the game. And what's he do? He comes through with the game-winning field goal. That gets the Bulldogs here to the quarterfinals against Ashland-Greenwood. Meanwhile, Ashland-Greenwood was able to get past a different batch of Eagles, the Milford Eagles, and it was a lot more comfortable if you're an Ashland-Greenwood fan. The Blue Jays got past with a comfortable win, just a high-flying offense, and now here we are set for playoff action in Ashland. We've got Ashland-Greenwood, we've got Auburn. We're going to take a break and be back with the players to watch after this on News Channel Nebraska.
Start your year-round luxury experience with Home Innovation Spas at spasonline.com and by Martin Jewelry in downtown Nebraska City. This broadcast is brought to you by Bernard Real Estate, here to help you find your next place to call home at bernardrealestate.net. Auburn State Bank proudly supports the Bulldogs, and by El Portal Mexican Restaurant, serving the best south of the border experience in Auburn and Nebraska City.
Back here with pregame on News Channel Nebraska. Let's take a look at our players to watch. We start with the home team, Ashland-Greenwood, and Chase, possibly the fastest guy on the field, and very possibly the fastest guy in Class C1, Thomas Spears.
Yeah, no, he's pretty impressive. Despite his size, he can also play the game really well. Very quick on the outside, can catch a lot of balls thrown to him, and I think he's going to have a great game tonight.
A little bit of a different body type. On the Auburn side of things, you're looking at Owen Rowell, and he is an anchor in the middle for the Bulldogs.
Absolutely. Anchor in the middle, like you said. That is a big man, and he's hard to block. He gets in the backfield early and often, and he will have a good chance to do so tonight, too.
We've got more pregame action coming your way here on News Channel Nebraska. We'll take a visit with both coaches after this. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Just finished an epic game? Keep the excitement going with a stop at Good To Go convenience store on your way home. Refuel with a fresh coffee, grab a tasty sandwich, and fill up your tank to be ready for the next adventure. Whether you're celebrating a win or discussing the highlights, Good To Go has all your post-game refreshments covered. Make it a part of your game day routine.
Good To Go post-game snacks.
Back here on the News Channel Nebraska pregame show, we're now joined by Auburn head coach Tony Jansen. Coach Jansen, an emotional win last week in the opening round of the playoffs against O'Neill. How do you get back on track emotionally after a game like that?
I mean, they all are at this point. You know, you're at this level, you know everything's going to be a competition, especially in C1 as deep as it is. So that's just part of the deal, and especially with these guys being through it. You know, they've been in the playoffs, our seniors, every year. This is, second straight time in the quarterfinals. I think they understand that, and, we got to celebrate Friday night, and then we talked the 24-hour rule. By the time we were back at it Saturday, we were looking at Ashland, which obviously it's a foe we're familiar with, but we were digging back in, and this was an opportunity our guys really wanted to, losing this game by 28 here week 4. We knew that's not who we were. Even for that time, we didn't think it was our best performance, and we feel like we've improved a lot, and now all you want's an opportunity to show that, and so we'll really get to find out tonight, I guess.
You referenced that week 4 game. Since then, just a total of 21 points that you've given up. What's been the key defensively?
great team defense. We got a lot of great individual players, but a defense doesn't tick unless you got 11 guys that trust one another, that will do their job with great passion, great physicality, but just as important that they trust the guy next to them. You can't have anybody freelancing. You can't have one guy that doesn't do his job, because when you see teams like Ashland-Greenwood, they'll expose that. And that's what happened week 4 more often than not. There wasn't a lot of times that they really drove the field, but they hit us on big plays multiple times, and generally it was a mistake we made. And there's times you can get away with it against some opponents, but not against these guys. So we got to lock in, make sure we got 11 guys doing their job, doing it with great passion, and if we do, I'd like to see where we can go with that.
Coach, you mentioned it. It's an Ashland-Greenwood team you've seen a bunch of times. What's it take to get over the hump?
You got to do the little things right. It's easy to focus on big things, but again, it's about doing the little details right and doing it for 4 quarters. Again, when you play these really good teams, all it takes is one little lap. So we got to lock in for 4 quarters, do our job, do the little things right consistently throughout the game.
Coach, best of luck tonight.
Hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Back with more pregame after this on News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores today. USA Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
Back here on the News Channel Nebraska pregame show, we're now joined by Ashland-Greenwood head coach Ryan Thompson. Coach, it's playoff football. Your team is used to this. Anything that you've taken from all these previous experiences that you feel like you carry into tonight?
It's just that little bit of, like you've been there and done that, but the kids haven't, right? Like I have, but every team's new and the kids are taking it in stride. We just want to make sure they go out, play their football, improve, and see where we're at by the end.
You played this Auburn team this season. Now, that was week 4 a while ago. Anything that you see different from both teams heading into tonight?
I think both teams are way different. Auburn, they found their groove. They're shutting opponents out. They're very productive on offense. And then looking at us, I think we now play complementary football with a run game and pass game. So I think we both learned from that night. That night was close. The score wasn't indicative to what really happened. It was close into the 3rd quarter. So I expect another 4-quarter game tonight.
You mentioned that balance on offense. Talk about the rise of Cale, but also of your quarterback, Derek Tonjes, really just finding his groove.
Yeah, Derek really settled in after those first few games. We played a real good schedule to begin with that included that Auburn team. So he's let the game come to him. He understands what his OC's looking for. And, Cale now, I think our line really trusts what they're doing and they're working together. And Cale's really benefiting from that. So I hope we can play complementary football tonight. We know it's going to be a tough deal with that aggressive defense they have.
Coach, best of luck tonight. More pregame show after this on News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
The pregame show is sponsored by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Playoff football here in Ashland, Nebraska. Auburn versus Ashland-Greenwood. A trip to the Class C1 semifinals on the line. Let's take a look at our school spotlight tonight. Brought to you by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com. Ashland-Greenwood, located basically between Omaha and Lincoln. Population just a shade under 3,300. The Blue Jays here in Saunders County, an enrollment of 214. Shaded a little more to the boys. Over on the Auburn side, population just under 3,500. The Bulldogs in Nemaha County, an enrollment of 174. We've got National Anthem. We'll take a break. Be back with more after this on News Channel Nebraska.
If you're thinking about becoming a John Deere technician, receive a debt-free degree from Landmark Implement. With the John Deere Student Tech program, receive reimbursement for up to 100% of college tuition, fees, books, and room and board, plus a $5,000 tool stipend. Students are paid a competitive hourly wage for their work hours and are guaranteed employment at a Landmark location after graduation. Visit landmark.careers to find out more about the John Deere Student Tech program and become part of the Landmark difference.
Black Friday savings all month long. From appliances to mattresses, the savings can be found at Schaefer's. Turn your kitchen black, stainless this November with Samsung. Now, with up to $1,600 in rebates, from 4 ice French door refrigerators to anti-scratch black matte induction ranges. Now with a free cookware rebate all month long. Every day is Black Friday in November. Now at Schaefer's.
Mid-Nebraska Lutheran Home in Newman Grove, located in a serene residential neighborhood, offering a faith-based community where residents feel at home, with private rooms and a wide range of activities. Residents enjoy a vibrant and supportive environment. Their experienced and caring staff is dedicated to providing personalized care, ensuring each individual feels valued and connected. Mid-Nebraska Lutheran Home, where faith, care, and community come together. Schedule your tour today and experience the warmth.
Starting lineups here in Ashland. We'll take a look at those, brought to you by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. We start with the Auburn Bulldogs. Our player to watch tonight was Owen Rowell, the center. He is a beast in the middle, third place at state wrestling in Class B this past winter. The quarterback is Nixon Ligori. He's just 7 yards away from going over 1,000 rushing on the season. Brant Galizia could get there tonight as well. Draven Lamb, the other running back. Caden McLaughlin is the tight end. Brenton Wenzel and Camden Taylor are on the outside. Noah Hanley, Cole Clark, Lance Binder, and Jake Franklin, the rest of the line for the Bulldogs. Meanwhile, on the defensive side of the ball, the Bulldogs have given up just 21 points since week 4, when they gave up 41 to Ashland-Greenwood. This is a stout defense. We've got Rowell in the middle of that Auburn defensive line. He's joined by Noah Hanley and Cole Clark. Burke Moody will be kind of on the outside. It's a bit of a 3-4. Then Camden Taylor, Brant Galizia, Lance Binder are the linebackers. Brenton Wenzel and Crew Galizia the corners. Draven Lamb and Nixon Ligori the safeties. Take a look at the Ashland-Greenwood side of things. Derek Tonjes had 9 interceptions in the first 3 games. He's had 1 since then. Meanwhile, Cale Smith has gone over 1,000 yards. Thomas Spears, we mentioned him earlier. He is electric. Cal Kissinger and Landon Mose are wide receivers, along with Logan Fangmeyer. Landon Sabota, Alex Marzouk, Joe Grice, Matthew Fortney, and Barrett Kittrell. That last name, one that a lot of football fans will recognize. They are on the line. The Ashland-Greenwood defense, they'll go with a 3-4. Sabota and Kittrell are the ends, with Keldon Van Lanningham in the middle. Isaac Nonella and Alex Marzouk are the outside backers. Andrew Baronic and Jack Johnson in the middle. The corners are Landon Mose and Logan Fangmeyer, and Thomas Spears and Garrett Turner are the safeties. Spears will fill things up from safety, and he'll also get this game underway, kicking it off. Here we go. Spears puts a boot into it. It'll land near the sideline, and it will roll out of bounds. So good field position for the Bulldogs to start things out, Chase.
Yeah, no, that was. I'm excited to see what Auburn's going to do on the running game. Both these teams do like to run the ball a lot, but it's all about who's gonna give a little more on the running game tonight.
Auburn matched up well with Ashland-Greenwood on the line last time around. It was on the perimeter where the Blue Jays got a hold of them. And they really started to distance themselves with their skill position players late in the game last time around. Mentioned Nixon Ligori, 7 yards away from 1,000. He went over 100 yards rushing last week against O'Neill. He starts from the shotgun, hands it off Brant Galizia, and Galizia is gobbled up in the backfield, tossed for a short loss on the play, as getting a hold of him was Van Lanningham from the middle. Just shedding the blocker there, Van Lanningham, as we see in the Madison County Bank instant replay.
Yeah, it was just good pursuit there by Ashland-Greenwood on the defensive line. Way to shed it out, force it outside, and make a great open field tackle right there.
2nd and 11 for the Bulldogs. 3 receivers. Now Camden Taylor goes in motion. He'll take a screen pass, catches it with a lot of open field, tries to shake a tackler, won't get first down yardage, but he'll get close. Great 2nd down play call by the Bulldogs there.
Yeah, it was a motion out there from the back. Taylor's going to motion out to your right here. Quarterback's just going to hit him and throw it quick. A little screen play, able to be 3rd and short here.
Ligori, most of his passes will be kind of those manageable distances. He came in averaging a 55% completion rate, beg your pardon. And he'll run this one, though, trying to get up the middle. Nothing there for him. Again, great pursuit up the middle by the Blue Jays. And that's going to force a probable punting situation for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it looks like they went tight bunch formation there. Just going to be a QB power to the left. But Ashland-Greenwood read that really well and able to get a stop there on 3rd and short.
As we look at the replay here again, filled up in the middle by the Blue Jays. Now a dangerous situation if you're an Auburn fan, possibly putting the ball in the hands of Thomas Spears, who's back to receive the punt from McLaughlin. And there was a lot of pressure. It will be a fair catch, as the Blue Jays will get solid field position to start this one out. Our first quarter tonight brought to you by John Henry's, our family serving yours. First possession for Ashland-Greenwood tonight. Tonjes will go from the shotgun. Handoff up the middle, Smith. He's got good room. Ashland-Greenwood right now early winning the battle up front.
Yeah, that was just a simple read option there. Motion, it was going to be trips near side, motioned over. Quarterback's just going to take it, read the DN, upfield for about 5, maybe 7 yards.
2nd and 3 for the Blue Jays, who go 4 wide, or rather 3 wide. Smith will be in the backfield. Tonjes on the run. He's got time, being chased, and able to complete it to Spears in traffic. He makes the catch. He's going to pick up 5 yards on a first down.
That was a tight throw there to make by Tonjes, right to Spears. Deer's great snag, way to hold on to that ball. Rolling out to his right. Nice catch there. That's going to make a first down there for Ashland-Greenwood's offense.
Nine minutes to go, first quarter. Tonjes fakes the handoff, rolls right side, and he's got a man. Does he catch it? It pops out late, but officials call that a catch.
That's a good throw there.
First down.
It's a good throw there by Tonjes. Just, again, rolls out to his left on the next play. Able to hit Kissinger there. That's a good pickup there on first down.
Ashland-Greenwood on the move. Handoff, Smith weaving his way through, and that's going to be another solid pickup of 8 yards.
Yeah, that's just a simple inside zone run there. Smith able to find a crease, follow his blockers downfield. Does a great job of that. Way to get 8. It's going to bring second and short. Now the playbook opens up for Ashland-Greenwood.
Ball on the move. Ashland-Greenwood trying to strike first blood, and you got to imagine that could be huge for both teams, considering Ashland-Greenwood has had a heck of a history against the Bulldogs in recent years, but Smith buried in the backfield as everybody from that defensive front from the Bulldogs gobbles him up.
Yeah, like you said there, that was great pressure there from Auburn's defensive line. Got through the blocks very quick, able to pick up Smith right away and hold him here on third.
Third and 4, big play for both teams here, you got to imagine, for the sake of momentum very early in the ball game, but movement now from Ashland-Greenwood. And if you're Ryan Thompson, you got to be bemoaning that one a little bit. It's not third and short, but it was third and manageable. Now you're looking at about a 3rd and 9 if you're Ashland-Greenwood.
Yeah, it looks like they were going to go on 2 there, try to jump the defense to get a free first down. Ended up wing back getting called for it. Now it's going to be 3rd and long, like you said. A lot more tougher to pick this one up.
Tonjes has thrown over 2,000 yards on the season, so you got to imagine if anybody can do it, it's this offense. Ashland-Greenwood has won 7 straight over the Bulldogs dating back to 2019 as Tonjes fires down the field. Good coverage by Brenton Wenzel, going stride for stride with Cal Kissinger. Wenzel, the nephew of Chad and Chris Kelsey. And it'll force a 4th down situation for the Blue Jays. But inside the Auburn 40-yard line, we'll see what Coach Ryan Thompson and the Blue Jays elect to do.
I still like that play call. You know, empty gun, going to be 5 wide receivers. Put your man out there on an island and try to go deep. Just a little overthrown there, but yeah, like you said, now you're inside your own 40-yard line. Mike can go for it.
Kind of surprised Ashland-Greenwood didn't go a little more conservative if they were planning potentially on going for it from this part of the field anyway. Tonjes rolling right side. He's got time. Fires to the end zone, and a little bit of contact there. Ashland-Greenwood fans wanted a hold on Brenton Wenzel. He went stride for stride, but he may have also gotten away with a hold.
I agree. Might have got away with a little tug there. I like this rollout pass here. They've doing that early and often there in this game. Had a man down there going for the end zone. Little overthrown, but also could have had a little tug there that the refs did not see.
He was looking for Logan Fangmeyer.
The Bulldogs will take over first and 10 from the 37-yard line.
So it's a turnover on downs. Bend but don't break, does the Auburn defense. Now Auburn trying to get something going. They were turned away on 3rd and short. Negative 3 yards rushing, 10 yards passing for the Bulldogs. As now Liguori trying to get through that middle of the Ashland-Greenwood defense again, and it's just not there yet for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, this D-line for Ashland-Greenwood is starting strong. They're not giving anyone a lane to run through. That's a tough time for Liguori to try to find a lane. There's just nothing there.
Under 7 to play first quarter. And you can really just kind of feel, Chase, both these teams feeling each other out, even though they've already played each other.
Yeah. No, this is where the nerves kind of shake out. Everyone had a possession. This is where I think the ball's going to start to move.
Taylor in motion. Liguori has him again, finds him, and Spears fills that spot so quickly. He was not in screen when Taylor caught it, but by the time he turned around, there was Thomas Spears.
Now, that's a great pursuit there by Spears, coming out of the cornerback or safety position, able to run down there, make a great stop. Doesn't give up on the play. That's a great rally there by Ashland-Greenwood.
3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs. Auburn taking every bit of the clock here. Burke Moody in motion. Liguori, chase from the pocket, now wants to run. He's got room, dives for the sticks. Does he get it? It depends on the spot. And based on that, I think he may have.
Wow. That is a great effort there by Liguori. Pocket collapses early on him, trying to look for an open spot. Decides to tuck it and run, dives for the first down marker. Ooh, that is really close. But I think that's enough for another first down for Auburn.
9-yard run for first down goes Liguori, and that's the first down of the game for the Bulldogs. Now approaching midfield. Handoff Galizia. They're trying that middle of the Ashland-Greenwood line again, trying to soften that up, but it is as solid as it gets at the moment.
No, this Ashland-Greenwood D-line is playing really, really well early in this game, not allowing the inside runs to even get started. They're plugging all those holes, all those running lanes. Auburn might have to switch to some outside runs or maybe even put the ball in the air because the inside running right now is not working for them.
That was what Auburn got a lot of success out of last week. Auburn moved the ball quite well. They just kind of kept stubbing their toe. Coach Tony Jansen, who calls the offense, was pretty frustrated after the game, although he said if you're frustrated after a playoff win, there are worse things. As Moody, they try him on the edge, like you mentioned, Chase. That's a play that Auburn likes, and in fact, they had a little bit of success with it against Ashland-Greenwood in week 4, but Ashland-Greenwood stretches it out this time, and you're looking at 3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I mean, and then they go to an outside run there, kind of like a sweep to the left side, but Logan Fangmeyer able to make a great play on that ball, make an open field tackle, and make it 3rd and 10.
Interesting, Van Lanningham went off the field in frustration, throwing his helmet. Looked like he might have been banged up a little bit after the play, and a little bit of a switch up in the middle of that defensive line for the Blue Jays. Sabota now operates at the nose tackle position. Liguori rolling right side, completes to Galizia, shakes a tackle, and able to get past the first down sticks. That's a gain of 14 yards and a first down pickup. Bulldogs moving through the air.
Yeah, Liguori there rolling to his right, able to hit Galizia. And Glizia's able to hold on and make a move and pick up about 14, like you said. And they're moving the ball quite well. I knew they had the inside runs not doing well for them, but I'm glad to see they're kind of using the air to their advantage and picking up a first down.
2 for 2 on this drive. He's 3 for 3 on the game is Liguori. Now passes to Taylor, catches in the open field. He's upended by Spears, but not before he gets near the first down marker once again.
Yeah, that's just a simple halfback screen underneath to the right for Taylor. Liguori's just going to find him right away. Able to pick up about 9. Really good open field tackle there. Hold him short of the yardage.
4 for 4 is the 55% passer. 3 for 3 on this drive. In motion goes Galizia. Again, that run in the middle for Liguori. Not a lot there, but enough to pick up a first down.
Yeah, they're trying to see if that inside quarterback power runs are going to be effective. And in this first quarter, they haven't really been at all. I know they're able to pick up the first down there, but that was a really short gain there. But I'm excited to see if they're going to come back to it later in the game.
Be interesting to see if Ashland-Greenwood adjusts at all to this sort of swing it out wide passing game of Auburn. Moody in motion, handoff to Taylor. He's banged down hard, as that was the big man Sabota, the Northwest Missouri transfer, knocking him down after 2 yards.
That was a great play there by Sabota. That is a tough guy to block and a tough guy to run by. He let him know it quick. It's a good stop there.
Taylor, a tough kid. He got up quickly. It was just a year ago, speaking of tough, but the other running back, Brant Galizia, was carted off on this field. Didn't miss a game after that, though. He's back here this season and split out to the left along with Brenton Wenzel. Before we see a play, we're going to see a timeout by Auburn head coach Tony Jansen. We'll take a break with him back after this on News Channel Nebraska.
Stop into Zollner Ford of Beatrice and check out these great fall offers. A 2024 Ford F-250 starting at only $47,999, or choose 1.9% financing with approved credit. Check out ZollnerFordofBeatrice.com for our $399 a month lease specials on many models in stock. Check out the 2024 full-size hardtop Broncos starting as low as $39,999. We are Zollner Ford of Beatrice, Nebraska's volume dealer with the hometown service you expect.
Crowd here in Ashland, Nebraska. Two teams that know each other very, very well. 9th time in the past 7 seasons that these two teams have met on the football field. Auburn won the first of those. Ashland-Greenwood has won the rest of them. They've also seen each other on the basketball floor quite a bit as well. Auburn trying to get into the semifinals for the first time since 2006. State championship team coached by Mark Oliver, who's currently sitting behind us with a radio broadcast. Hand off Galizia up the middle. He's got room. Breaks free inside the 20 to about the 15-yard line. That's a pickup of 12 yards. Galizia, not the fastest guy in the world, but he's got football speed.
Yeah, I mean, that inside zone finally worked out. They try again and finally got enough room to run there. That was a great run there by Galizia. Able to put him at a first and goal situation almost. Oh, no, about the 16-yard line.
If you're Auburn, you've got to put the pressure on Ashland-Greenwood early when you think of that history between these two teams. Taylor swings out wide. Now Ligori looking to run, cuts it up. Nice vision by Ligori, as it didn't really look like there was a lot there to start out, but he gets through, and good yardage on first down for the quarterback.
Yeah, I agree there. That's just got an outside run there for Ligori. Not a lot of running room, like you said, but able to cut up, make a great athletic move, and pick up about 7 on that. That's a great run.
It is electric here in Ashland. Always a fun place to watch a football game. Two very passionate fan bases. And these passionate fan bases will have to wait for a few more seconds for another play as we now head to the second quarter. Scoreless after 1. We're back with the second quarter after this on News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
This broadcast is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. And by The Carpet Shop in Norfolk, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years.
Weather here in Ashland. It's a nice, cool fall night here in Ashland. Well, the Auburn offense starting to heat up. They didn't score, did the Bulldogs, until the fourth quarter last week against O'Neill. Trying to do it sooner. They're inside the Ashland-Greenwood 10. And honestly, this has been as good a drive as Auburn fans could hope for at this point in the game, especially after going 3 and out the first time around.
Absolutely. They would love to punch it in here for 6, go up early, and kind of keep the pressure on Ashland-Greenwood.
High snap, that kind of messes up the timing, but Galizia doesn't care. He barrels inside the 5-yard line, a pickup of 5 for Galizia, and it'll be a 1st and goal for the Bulldogs.
That's a tough, hard, gritty nose run there by Galizia. Hit in the backfield at first, able to spin it off, keep the legs churning, pick up a good amount of yardage there.
His coaches say he just loves football, and I'm trying to figure out the coaching staff messing with a helmet on the Auburn sideline. I'm wondering who that helmet belongs to. In motion goes Moody. Ligori trying to knife his way near the goal line. I think he's going to be short. Pickup of about 3 on the play.
Yeah, I like that play call. Spread them out wide, just the quarterback power underneath. Almost gets to that end zone, but now they're going to be right at the 1-yard line almost, so you can expect something similar like that. Maybe go in a big, tight formation and try to punch it in.
14th play of the drive upcoming. 2nd and goal. Ligori going left side, diving for the goal line. They're gonna mark him short, despite the signals from the Auburn offensive line.
Yeah, they're using that quarterback power a lot early in this game. Like he goes to his left right there. I thought he was in at first, but looks like he was down just a yard short. So they're going to try it again on 3rd and goal.
Head coach on head coach. Tony Jansen, the offensive coordinator for Auburn. Ryan Thompson, the defensive coordinator for Ashland-Greenwood. Big play here as we approach the 10-minute mark, first half. Ligori weaving his way. He's in for the touchdown. Auburn strikes first blood. Patient run for the Auburn quarterback, and it's 6-0 Auburn.
Yeah, 3 similar play calls right there on the goal line. Quarterback Pete had to go to his right there, just enough space to get in there. Like you said, Auburn goes up early, and that's huge for motivation, and it's huge against this good team.
Starting kicker Cam Becker back in for the Bulldogs after missing last week due to an ankle injury. His extra point is up and good. 7-0, Auburn on top. We'll take a break, be back with the kickoff after this on News Channel Nebraska.
This broadcast is brought to you by Manly View Farms, a small family dairy that sells right to the consumer. Find us on Facebook. And by Ramjack. For foundation repair and basement waterproofing, call Ramjack at 402-933-3838 and get a free evaluation.
Our second quarter brought to you by O Street Carpet. High school football on NCN is supported by Steve Carper and the crew at O Street Carpet. 15-play drive that eats up 9 minutes and 15 seconds for the Bulldogs, and Auburn on top, 7-0. And the kickoff bobbled by Smith, shakes free, and he's got room. It looked like Smith was about to slip and fall. We were on the field before the game, Chase. It was a little slick, but what a recovery.
Yeah, muffed the kickoff right there. Looks like he didn't have much running room to start. Kind of slowed up right away, able to find a quick lane, keep the legs moving. Good stiff arm right there. Able to get out to about the 37-yard line there. That's good field position to start.
Ashland-Greenwood needing a response. They start from their own 36. Smith, after the kickoff return, they go to him on the carry, but Auburn's defense bows up. That'll be just a gain of 1 for the 1,000-yard rusher.
Yeah, just couldn't get started there for Smith. The inside read option right there. Not much of a running lane. Auburn's D-line sniffed that out pretty quick.
Right now, 2 1,000-yard rushers on the field. Nixon Ligori has gone over 1,000 for the season tonight. Cale Smith entered the game just over 1,000 yards. Brant Galizia for Auburn getting real close to 1,000 himself. Fake the handoff to Tonjes looking to throw, and he's got Spears able to just drop that over the linebacker Taylor. It's going to be a first down pickup for the Blue Jays, give them 11 yards.
That's a good crossing route there by Spears. Looks like Tonjes is going to roll out to his left again, just find him across the field. Nice and easy throw. Get him comfortable early. That's a good first down there.
And it looks like an equipment issue for Taylor. He's coming off the field. They're going to give him a different helmet, but he's going to have to be out for a play. Or rather, no, beg your pardon, he's back in. Tonjes rolling right side, chased down by Moody, dumps it off, and it's caught, and I'm wondering if that was illegal, considering that was the right tackle, Barrett Kittrell.
Yeah, that looked like a little bit of a confusing play there. Looks like he was just kind of throwing out of pressure. Looks like it's coming back.
Burt Moody really was supplying the heat. We get a chance now to introduce you to our reffing crew. The white hat is Andrew Fitzke, umpire Tyler Fitzke, line judge Jeremy Foote, head linesman Adam Bermud, beg your pardon, and back judge Jim Reimers. So that will be a loss of down, as well as the 5-yard penalty, and indeed, just kind of a panic throw to your offensive lineman.
Yeah, no, it was a panic throw. It was kind of throw out of pressure there, didn't have much of an option, and the O-lineman must have caught it and decided that was his chance to make a big play.
Handoff Smith. He's got good room. Galizia is the one who finally slows him up. After a pickup of 8, Galizia over 100 tackles on the season. And I might be wrong, that might have been Draven Lamb, beg your pardon.
Looks like a counter play there by Smith. I like that play call on 2nd and long. Allows you to get some more yards off that, make it a 3rd down a little bit easier. It's looking at about 3rd and 7 right now.
Third down and 7 for the Blue Jays. Again, a delayed handoff for Smith. He's got room, shakes a tackler to the 20, to the 10, and all the way in for the touchdown is Cale Smith. On 3rd and 7, he takes it to the house.
Wow, looked like a track race there. 3rd and long, going to the inside run play. Smith just put the foot down and run. Able to get into the end zone from about 30 yards out.
Just like that, Ashland-Greenwood a kick away from tying it up. Thomas Spears, his kick is up and no good. Auburn still with the lead after Spears' extra point goes wide. We'll take a break, be back with the kickoff after this on News Channel Nebraska.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or Good to Go convenience stores today. Use Safe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
Seven to 6, Auburn on top of Ashland-Greenwood. Just over half of the second quarter left. We've got a lot of highlights already. Those halftime highlights will be coming up, brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. As the kickoff fielded by Rodemaker, who has now found his way a little bit into the rotation. Again, don't forget to check out those halftime highlights, brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. And Rodemaker a little bit in pain getting up after that kickoff return. Now Auburn, really that second drive got things going, but the big answer from Ashland-Greenwood. Auburn's still with the lead after the missed extra point. What are you looking for out of both teams in this drive, Chase?
Well, I mean, I think both teams know that they can get a stop here on defense, but they also know that they can score, and I think this is going to be a pretty big drive for Auburn after the answer from Ashland-Greenwood, try to put another touchdown together.
Rolling right side, and the completion as that one will go to Wenzel. Picking up solid yardage on first down. Again, Ligori yet to throw an incompletion.
Yeah, no, he's looking really comfortable right now. Even though he's kind of under pressure there at the end of the play. Kind of sidearms it to the right side. Looks like a great throw and catch. He's looking good.
It was his arm that got that last 15-play drive going for the Bulldogs. Throws it left side this time for Galizia. Shakes a tackle. He's down the sidelines. And finally ushered out by Spears. Another solid pass play for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they look like short concepts coming out of the backfield here. Just a motion out. That's a quick, easy throw, but it's the yards after catch that's what's killing this defense for Ashland-Greenwood.
First and 10 for the Bulldogs. Ligori takes the high snap, hands it off Taylor, and he is just buried. That was a violent tackle.
Yeah, no, it looks like he was trying to get the running game back started in the inside again, but Ashland-Greenwood's defensive line there was definitely ready for him.
Taylor has taken a few big hits already tonight from that big middle part of the Ashland-Greenwood line.
Yeah, no, they do a really good job in that interior. If you're going to try to run inside, they're going to make you pay for it for sure.
Second and 10 for the Bulldogs. Another high snap, handoff Galizia. Gets around the edge, slips near the first down, sticks on the sideline in front of the Ashland-Greenwood coaches. But another solid outside play for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think they should go to that more often right now. That's a good stiff arm there. Just an outside sweep, able to pick up close to another first down for this offense.
And trying to figure out what the stoppage of play is here. Oh, we're back, ready to go. A big 3rd and 3 here for both teams, it feels like. Ashland-Greenwood, in their most recent wins, has really kind of owned the end of the second quarter just before halftime. If Auburn can sustain this drive, you got to figure that is big for them, but they are unable to do so as back to the middle quarterback run they go, and Liguori loses a yard on third down. It's a punting situation for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I mean, a 3rd and short. Looked like Auburn was just going to stick to their bread and butter of trying to run it. And Ashland-Greenwood again in the interior just won't let that happen. Short of the first down marker. It's a great stop there by that defense.
Under 6 to play, first half. Again, a big moment for both teams as McLaughlin gets a long kick away and muffed by the Blue Jays. Do the Bulldogs get on it? They do! My goodness, you talk about big moments at the end of the first half, and Auburn comes up with one of their own.
Oh my goodness. Might have lost it in the lights there, trying to fair catch it. That's just a tough ball to catch, running behind you. Auburn able to fall on it.
You kind of got to wonder if Kissinger needed to let that one go. It was, I think, a little longer than he was anticipating.
I agree.
First down and 10 for the Bulldogs from the Ashland-Greenwood 13-yard line with 5:35 to play first half. Liguori trying that middle once again. Not a lot there. Give him a yard.
That's just a crazy change of momentum there in this game. Ashland-Greenwood gets the stop, muffs the punt, and now Auburn's looking at another opportunity to score here before halftime.
You know, the momentum could still be there for Ashland-Greenwood. If they're able to come up with a stop here, you got to imagine that'll put a charge through the student section just below us. Under 5 to play first half. Hand off Galizia. Trying to weave his way through. It looked like he was about to break free for a second, but Sabota, the big man, just blows it up.
Yeah, Sabota's having a really good first half here in that interior lineman. I mean, he's just making plays left and right. Inside is kind of where he's owning it right now.
So 3rd and 8. From this position, especially in Class C1 football, kind of a tricky field goal length. You'd be looking at a 25-yarder. It was a 23-yarder that Auburn hit to beat O'Neill last week. But again, the grass is kind of slick down there. Taylor in motion. They swing it out to him left side. Cuts it up. Near first down yardage on the second effort. It kind of depends on where they mark him out of bounds. Interesting situation and call upcoming for the Bulldogs coaching staff as it looks like he's going to be a yard short.
That's still a good play call there. They go that swing route to the left with that running back. He's able to make a great effort there. Try to get it close to that first down, first and goal. It's going to be really 4th and short here.
Bulldogs going for it here. 4th down and 1 from the 5, and Tony Jansen wants a timeout on this big moment for both teams. We'll take a break, be back with 4th down after this on News Channel Nebraska.
This broadcast is brought to you by SBS Insurance. See us for all your insurance needs. Join the home team today. And by Stock Seed Farms in Murdoch, Nebraska. Quality seed since 1956.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you got to check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you've got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've vetted a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
Upcoming for both teams. 4th down and 1 from the Ashland-Greenwood 5-yard line with 4 minutes to play first half. What are you expecting here, Chase?
I think it's going to be a run close, but I think it's going to be a great stop for Ashland-Greenwood.
Liguori gets the high snap, wiggles his way toward the goal line, and touchdown Bulldogs. Not only do they get the first down, they get the touchdown, and Auburn's lead back to 7.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to run Liguori all night long out of the quarterback position, just right up the middle. Take what he can get, gets the first down, and then gets in for the touchdown.
Clear as day on that replay as Becker's kick is up and good. 8-point edge for the Bulldogs. We'll take a break, be back with more after this on News Channel Nebraska.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
This broadcast is brought to you by Plattsmouth Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee appreciates your business from your hometown Hy-Vee in Plattsmouth. Home Innovations. Start your year-round luxury experience with Home Innovation Spas at spasonline.com. And by Martin Jewelry in downtown Nebraska City.
It's playoff football. Anything can happen. Auburn lost by 28 on this field earlier this season. They're up by 8 with 3:56 to play first half. Blue Jays looking to answer. And Cale Smith has been dangerous on the kickoff return. Continues that, and he'll give Ashland-Greenwood good field position as they do try to answer.
Yeah, brought it back out to about the same position as last kickoff. And if you're Ashland-Greenwood here, you're in a 4-minute drive on offense. No need to worry, no need to panic. You need to take your time. Take the time off that clock, keep moving the ball, and try to get a touchdown here before halftime.
It's a team that can do it. That's for sure. Explosive offensive capabilities. Tanja struggles with the snap, nearly went down, hands it off to Smith, who does weave his way to the 39-yard line for a pickup of 2.
Yeah, looks like Tanya's had trouble with the snap. Looked like a simple read option here, maybe a handoff.
Came real close to having that knee down before he got rid of it. Rowell is the one who ended up blowing it up.
Yes, he did. Lucky to keep those paws on it, able to get some positive yardage off that.
2nd and 8 for the Blue Jays. Approaching 3 minutes to play first half. Handoff Smith on that delay once again. And we're going to have a block in the back here on the Blue Jays as Galizia had a beat on it. This is going to back the Blue Jays up 10 yards.
Yeah, they're gonna get Fortney on this, the right guard on that outside, trying to contain and leverage on that toss play.
Now the only suspense was it holding or blocking the back?
It's a tough line. It could be either or.
Andrew Fitzke will give us the call in a second. Now we're waiting on the details from him. Indeed, it's holding. And you can see it right here, number 5, Galizia gets tugged to the ground by Fortney, as you mentioned. Indeed, that was definitely a hold.
Yeah, no, he definitely got a little bit more on that jersey. It's going to back up this offense, starting 8 yards behind the sticks.
And another flag flies in as Tonjes completes, and falling to the ground is Kissinger shortly after catching. Again, that slick grass down there, but I think Ashland-Greenwood might be further shooting themselves in the foot. That flag came out really quickly. Almost got to wonder if that's a formational issue. We'll bring you the replay here in just a second after Andrew Fitzke gives us the call. Indeed, it's an illegal formation. Penalties decline. It's going to be third down. There is a pickup of 8. See a lineman way off the line.
Yep, just got it too far back. You got to be up on the line there with the other lineman there.
Halftime brought to you by the Kearney Sportsplex, or rather visit Kearney. Find it all in Kearney. Timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. Back after this on News Channel Nebraska.
This broadcast is brought to you by Bernard Real Estate. Here to help you find your next place to call home at bernardrealestate.net. Auburn State Bank proudly supports the Bulldogs. And by El Portal Mexican Restaurant, serving the best south of the border experience in Auburn and Nebraska City.
Liberty First Credit Union. It's for you. You live in Nebraska or the surrounding states? Then it's for you. Want to earn cash back on your transactions? Then it's for you. Are you ready to start banking with purpose? Then Liberty First Credit Union? It's for you. We're not your typical credit union. We support you with personalized banking that's open to everyone. Start banking with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. We're for you.
In 6 of the past 7 games against Auburn, Ashland-Greenwood has scored before halftime. They're trying to do so here. Another flag, and the ball is loose. Tonjes gets back on it. Wow. Everything rolling against Ashland-Greenwood at the moment. Good pressure by the Bulldogs. And I think that may have forced another holding call against the Blue Jays.
I think so too. Might have got another holding call, but that was great pressure there by Auburn's defensive line and linebacker core. Able to get him under pressure, fumbled that football.
Personal foul, face mask on the offense. Not every day that you see that.
No, absolutely not. Kind of shocked by that call, but now it's 4th and very, very long.
So 4th down and a mile. Fortney going to try and punt this. A high snap, just gets rid of it. A great punt by Fortney considering the circumstances. It doesn't take a real friendly Ashland-Greenwood roll. Auburn came very close to blocking that. But one of the men who almost did that is Brant Galizia, and he gets up limping. He actually took a foot to the rib cage, kind of just under the sternum as we see on that replay. Great job by our crew. Galizia still limping and in pain after that play. Auburn will start 1st and 10 at their own 49.
Yeah, no, and if you're Ashland-Greenwood here, you cannot give up another score here before halftime and go down 2 touchdowns. Got to stand strong here.
Auburn can't do anything stupid either. As Ligori looking to pass, chased out of the pocket, throws it away. That is his first incompletion of the night. He has been very strong passing the football tonight.
Oh yeah, he's doing a great job, and even though that was his first incompletion, that's a very smart incompletion there. Don't take any more loss before halftime. Just get that ball out, take the incompletion, live to play another down.
And Brant Galizia is still struggling. If you're an Auburn fan, this is very concerning. We mentioned it earlier. He was carted off the field in a very scary situation last year. We see We see Brandon Wehinkle, the trainer, also an Auburn native. It tells you something. If Brant Galizia is hurt, it's no small feat. Again, he's who took the foot kind of to the chest while nearly blocking the punt earlier. Six of 7 is Liguori passing the football. May need to do it again as they do not have Galizia, although they go to Taylor. Does a nice job trying to shed tacklers. Cannot get rid of that last one, though. Pick up about 3 yards on the play, or rather 2. It's going to bring up 3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Taylor you see coming in for the injured Galizia. And can't do much with that. I think they might just be trying to take as much time as they can off the clock. Try to get another first down. Then you can maybe possibly go to the end zone again. But right now, I just try to get 1 first down and then see what happens.
Well, look who's back on the field. It's Brant Galizia. Can't say I'm shocked, Chase.
No, he's one tough kid. He's definitely going to be playing in this game.
Timeout called by Auburn. 1:32 left to play first half. We'll keep it here during the break. Chase, we kind of talked about clock management and kind of the interesting position here for both teams. You don't want to make it too dangerous of a situation on your defense with as quick strike of offense as Ashland-Greenwood has. Auburn did a great job with clock management at the end of the O'Neill game last week. Trying to do the same thing here.
Yeah, no, they definitely, practice this time management. I think both teams should probably practice this. But, I mean, as Auburn's offense right now, you definitely don't want any negative plays. You want everything right in front of you. Try to get close to that first down marker, then possibly going forward on 4th down. But if you're Ashland-Greenwood here, you need a quick incompletion, get off the field, and get your offense back out there before halftime.
This would be one of the bigger upsets of the playoffs so far if this score holds, but a long way to go. A long way to go to halftime, really. Galizia goes in motion. Shotgun snap to Liguori, and a fairly conservative play call there as Liguori picks up a yard on the play and a punting situation for the Bulldogs, and Ryan Thompson wants a timeout to give his offense a chance. We take a look at that Ashland-Greenwood defense swarming. We'll keep it here again during the break as we approach halftime. Kind of got to figure, if you're Ashland-Greenwood, probably bringing heat on the punt here.
Yeah, no, that would be a great special teams play there to try to get a block out of this, get your offense better field position, or even getting a score. But that was a great job there by the defense just to get the stop, timeout taken, and it gives your offense another chance to safely and smartly try to move down this field and get another score before halftime.
Now, Auburn has McLaughlin as the punter. To start the year, it was Burt Moody. Moody got hurt for a couple games. They went to McLaughlin, who does not have quite as big a leg as Moody, but he gets his punts off a lot faster, and that's been kind of the difference. Fewer blocked punts for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's what they got to do here. If you're looking to just punt it really quick, get it up in the air, try not to get it blocked.
Spears is someone who can give you big playability for Ashland-Greenwood, though, as McLaughlin gets it to land inside the 20, takes an Auburn roll, and Ashland-Greenwood will have it at their own 14 with 1:14 left to play in the first half. Now, what are you doing if you are Ashland-Greenwood with Derek Tonjes at quarterback, his dad is offensive coordinator? What are you kind of looking for play calling-wise out of this, Chase?
Well, I think we need to find Spears, get him more involved in the game, try to find him across the middle. Need some out routes, need some quick throws against the sideline, but more importantly, take care of that football.
Tonjes looking left side, completes near the sideline, and able to get out of bounds is Landon Mose, son of basketball coach Jacob Mose. And he had a big play against the Bulldogs in the regular season. Picks up about 8 yards on the play.
Yeah, that was a good call there. Just kind of like a hitch route, able to get out of bounds. And if you're Auburn's defense, you can allow that to happen. You're kind of in a prevent defense, not letting anything get beat over the top, kind of keep everything in front of you.
Just 4 seconds on that play. Now they hand off to Smith. He leaves his feet, which can be dangerous for a ball carrier. He does get across the first down marker with a pickup of 3, but takes a little bit of punishment for it too.
Yeah, no, that was just a run up the middle, try to get the first down. Definitely took a pretty good hit. They got to move off the ball quick here.
Under a minute, throws left side, Mose does Tonjes. It's completed for about 7 yards on the play. Just that little sideline route for Mose has been the go-to so far in this drive as we take a look at it on the Madison County Bank instant replay.
Yeah, it's just an easy throw and catch there. Gain of 6. You'll take that every day for about a 3-second play.
Rolling right side is Tonjes, gets away from Moody, now throwing, and that was a dangerous pass. First, he had to go across Camden Taylor. Then you had Draven Lamb defending Thomas Spears very well. It's incomplete, 3rd and 3 for the Blue Jays.
No, that was really good coverage there for Auburn's secondary against Thomas Spears. Not really given a window to throw. Spears looking for a penalty. I don't think he's going to get one there.
A lot of positivity around Draven Lamb and his future, just a sophomore. 3rd and 3 for the Blue Jays. Spears goes in motion. Wide snap, handoff to Smith. He busts through the center of that defense. He's across midfield, finally dragged down by Lance Binder at the 46-yard line. Big pickup of 22 yards.
Going no huddle here. They're gonna spike it down there. That was a great run there by Smith. 3rd and 4, why not run it up the middle? Gain it about 25. I mean, just a simple play. Just a heck of a run there.
What a play call there by the Blue Jays. You know, we talked about both head coaches, but these two coordinators, Tonjes for the Ashland-Greenwood offense and Matt Galizia for the Auburn defense, very talented coaches in their own right.
Absolutely. You know, I think they're doing a great job. They can prove that they can move the ball down the field out to the offense, and I think they're doing a great job right here.
Second down, yes, as Tonjes rolls right side, looks toward the sideline, picked off! Or rather, incomplete, beg your pardon. That was a dangerous throw from Derek Tonjes, who has been very secure with the football since after the first 3 games of the season. And that just floated up there forever.
Yeah, definitely.
It just dropped by Galizia.
Yeah, no, it looked like he had a pick. It looks like he put too much air under that throw. And fortunately, they get to stay back on offense.
Through 3 weeks in the season, Tonjes had 9 interceptions, just 1 since then. He's back to throw again, chased out of the pocket. Rowell had him, now it's up in the air and caught! What a play! And dragging his way toward the goal line, but stopped just short was Landon Mose, the big man on this drive, with 15 seconds left to play. And again, another big play before halftime for Ashland-Greenwood against Auburn.
Oh my gosh, you see Tonjes here under pressure early, kind of just throws a little Hail Mary. Mose comes back and grabs it and fights his way close to that end zone. What a play.
A 38-yard completion from Tonjes to Mose. Tonjes went airborne, and I'm sure every fan in blue their heart just went up into their throat. But Mose found the soft spot in the defense and then went to work trying to get to the goal line.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. Even the effort after the catch there, probably moved it about 10 extra yards. Just trying to move forward there. Sets up this offense really well.
One timeout left for the Blue Jays. Tonjes looking right side, goal line, and incomplete as he was going actually toward that corner pylon.
That's a good defensive play there by Wenzel. He's one-on-one in the corner. That's going to be a simple fade route. Just a great defensive effort.
Fantastic. They've tried to go against him a number of times the past couple of years. Now rolling left is Tonjes. Chased, looking for the end zone. Now he's going to run and out of bounds with 4 seconds left to play. About 4 yards on that run for Tonjes.
Yeah, that's just a little roll out to the left, trying to look for those routes coming down to the outside of this end zone. Couldn't find anything, just tucks it and run. Gonna get it closer, but now you have time for just probably one more play.
It was a long, slow developing play. And now a big, massive play for both teams before halftime. Tonjes, handoff Smith, shakes free from a tackler, goal line, touchdown, Blue Jays with no time left on the clock. What a massive drive for Ashland-Greenwood, as it felt like all momentum was in Auburn's favor, but that little Hail Mary pass play and able to convert with no time left on the clock. And now Ashland-Greenwood will try the PAT with Spears once again. High snap, kick up, and it is good. 1-point ball game at halftime. We'll take a break. Be back with more after this on News Channel Nebraska. Halftime here in Ashland, and it has been a doozy. Auburn on top of Ashland-Greenwood, 14-13. Let's take a look at the highlights and see how we got there. Bulldogs struck first on their second drive. Nixon Ligori able to squirt across the goal line and get in for 6. Cam Becker then converted the extra point. Key first down for the Blue Jays as they look to answer. They get it to Thomas Spears. He's not big, but he can play. Able to catch that and get across the sticks. Then the Blue Jays, right after that, they go to their 1,000-yard rusher, Cale Smith. He couldn't be stopped or contained. All the way across the goal line. Blue Jays, though, couldn't convert the extra point. It remained 7-6 Bulldogs. Auburn was then forced to punt. McLaughlin gets away a good one. And Kissinger couldn't corral it. Bulldogs, however, do get on it. Good hustle to get on top of that was by Burt Moody. And that set up the Bulldogs at the Ashland-Greenwood 13-yard line. Then on 4th down, Nixon Ligori once again across the line for 6. And another extra point for Cam Becker made it an 8-point ball game. Ashland-Greenwood just before halftime. Tonjes throwing it up. And Landon Mose, he's made championship plays for the basketball team. He makes one there for the football team, churning his way inside the 10-yard line. And just before halftime, Cale Smith gets in for his second score of the half. If he didn't get in, that was going to be the end of the first half. Instead, he's able to pull the Blue Jays within one as Spears converted the extra point. That brings us to the halftime break, 14-13. Auburn on top of the Blue Jays. And Chase, what did you see from that first half from these two teams?
Well, I saw a lot. You know, these two teams are a lot like each other in a lot of categories. Great defenses. They both got their share of stops, but this offense, both of them can find ways to score. And I think that score right before halftime for Ashland-Greenwood was huge, gets the momentum all the way back, and it's basically a 0-0 ball game coming out of halftime.
We've got more halftime show coming your way. 14-13, Auburn on top at the break. We'll take a break ourselves and be back with more after this on News Channel Nebraska. Halftime here in Ashland. We're set for the third quarter. Auburn on top, 14-13. Now the Blue Jays did get a late score to make it a 1-point game at half. Now Ashland-Greenwood looking to turn the tide completely as they'll get the ball to start this second half as well. That's why momentum, I felt like, was huge at the end of that break, Chase.
No, it was big for that Ashland-Greenwood team, and now you have, I would say, more momentum now than Auburn, now that you're only down one instead of, 7 or 8 points. So they would love to just go down, take the lead back, get a good score, and kind of take control of this game.
Now, if you want updates, certainly you don't need them on this game if you're watching, but all sorts of updates on sports across the state, whether that be high school football playoffs, volleyball state tournament, Huskers, state colleges, at NCN Sports on X. You can follow for live updates, recaps, and more. It is another electric atmosphere here. Auburn experienced this last week. It was 0-0 at the break. Now it's practically a blowout, a 1-point game.
Right.
The guy who hit the game-winning field goal, the backup kicker in that game against O'Neill, Wyatt Tanner, he's the one who's set to tee things up for the Bulldogs. We're still a couple seconds away, but getting there. Tanner now tees it up. It's not warm here, but everyone feeling the energy charged up here at halftime. Tanner puts a good leg into it. Fielded by Smith, who's had a good game returning the ball. He does slip and fall. Had a little bit of a lane possibly, but Ashland-Greenwood will take over to start the second half.
Yeah, I think for this offense, what you want to do is keep that running game involved. I mean, you've had so much success there in the first half. I'd get the ball to Cale Smith and let him do his work.
Ashland-Greenwood will get the second half underway from their own 30-yard line. Auburn defense played very well in that first half, but that 86-yard drive, a big one, as Smith knifing through the middle up to the 40-yard line near first down yardage, and in fact he has it before Draven Lamb hits him.
That's all you want there on first down, just a simple run, but the run, tough, hard-nosed run, able to get about 11 there, and that's what they want to do all the way down this field.
The radio broadcast just behind us from Falls City, and Mark Oliver, the former Auburn head coach, the coach of the 2006 championship team, he's on the radio broadcast. He said he's just expecting Coach Tony Jansen to keep the team calm at the break. He felt like that broke the way Auburn wanted it to in the first half, minus that final drive, as Smith falls on that slick turf after a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, it looks like he was going to have a little bit of running room. Definitely slipped down there. We were on the field before the game. It is slick. It must have rained here this morning or last night, but that's definitely a factor in this game right now.
Feels like that fall dew right there on the grass. Otherwise, a pretty fast track here. Tonjes whips it out left side, a quick pass, gets good perimeter blocking, and just scampering out of bounds is Landon Mose. He's become Tonjes' favorite target in this game.
Yeah, no, that was just a simple screen play out of the back, across the field, able to hit him. It's a good block there on the perimeter there by Spears, able to get him a couple extra more yards.
Big third down here, as we're looking at a 3rd and 5 for Ashland-Greenwood. Galizia comes in on the blitz, the handoff to Smith. He's gobbled up by Rowell, sheds a blocker, and it's going to be 4th down for the Blue Jays after the 1-yard pickup by Smith.
Yeah, that's usually third and about 5. That's when Cale Smith finds a success in the running game. But I think Auburn's defensive line was ready for that one, able to stop him short, and decision time here for Ashland-Greenwood.
It kind of looks like Ashland-Greenwood is ready to go for it here on 4th and 3. And indeed, they will. 4th and 3 for the Blue Jays. From their own side of the field, now they bunch tight under center, and trying to get movement was Tonjes. Does not get it from the Bulldogs. And Ashland-Greenwood gonna call timeout, or rather, do we have a delay of game first? They're going to call delay a game, actually. Auburn started to bring the water out. They thought timeout had been called, but instead it's a delay of game on the Blue Jays. And it'll be a punting situation. Matthew Fortney, who's had a heck of a season punting, he's back on the field for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, try to jump him off sides there. Auburn staying at home, not trying to jump.
Fortney, low driver. Ligori takes it on the hop. Sheds the initial tackler, spun down, and Auburn will take over at their own 29-yard line.
Jack Johnson.
9:41 left to play, 3rd quarter. Auburn with the lead. Not anywhere close to a secure one at this point. What are you looking for out of Auburn in their first drive of this half, Chase?
Well, I think they have had really success of these quarterback runs. I know they take a while to produce, but after a couple times they do find lanes. He does find a crease there for Ligori. I think it's just got to stay home, keep doing what they're doing, maybe get the passing involved later, but I think they just stick to the script.
From the 29-yard line, Ligori takes a hit as he tries to dump it off for Taylor, just his 2nd incompletion of the night.
That play's a little interesting there. Looked like a quarterback power, but it's just going to be a quick dump off to the flat route, but kind of throwing out his feet right there. He's had pressure early.
Not many stoppages of the clock for Auburn tonight, or really much of this season, as they go to that ground game a lot. That game against O'Neill flew by, as both teams love to run the football. Taylor goes in motion now. Ligori trying to knife his way up the middle, cuts it back to the outside a little bit. Good tackling by the Blue Jays. Just a gain of about 2, and it'll be 3rd and 8 for the Bulldogs.
This defensive line is very impressive there for Ashland-Greenwood, especially trying to get Ligori to cut back, but also staying home and being ready for that cutback. It's going to allow not a lot of gain in yards.
Sam Munt with a nice play there, as we see that on the replay. 3rd and a long 8 for the Bulldogs. Ashland-Greenwood student section getting loud just beneath us. Ligori, time to pass, throws it left side, leaves it long. It's tipped and intercepted by Mose. Gets a block and pulled down from behind by Wenzel. Landon Mose is having himself a game.
That was just a crazy play there. That looked like pretty good coverage downfield by this corner crew. Tip drill, able to grab it, run across field. Looks like he ran about 60 yards across the field. Good return, way to hold on to the ball, set up your offense in a great position to score.
Each team has started a drive deep in the other's territory. Auburn, after the muffed punt by Ashland-Greenwood earlier, they converted. Now Ashland-Greenwood trying to do the same. They start at the Auburn 23. A little reverse here, and room. First down and more for the Blue Jays as they go to Jack Johnson.
That was a good-looking play there. Looks like an underneath trap play. Fake the motion left, underneath on the right, around the outside.
Receiver slash linebacker. First and goal from the Auburn 4. Handoff, Smith. Smith snuffed out short of the goal line, but solid pickup. It'll be second and goal for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, good run play there. Going to be down at about the 1 yard line, and this is where you want to run your bread and butter. Just hand the ball off to Smith, see what he can do with it. They're going to be on the 2 yard line. I wouldn't expect they're going to change much here.
It was a 4 yard run at the horn by Smith that made it a 1 point game. Well, it made it a 2 point game at the time before Spears converted the extra point. And it will actually not be Smith in the backfield. It'll be Munt. Gets the handoff, and he is stood up by that Auburn front. May have been a loss for Munt.
Wow, that was just a great play there by that Auburn defense. They kind of saw it coming right up the middle.
Moody doing a great job there, helped out by Binder, then everybody else.
Yeah, good rally there by that Auburn defense. It's going to be third down here. It's going to be decision time. Would you put it in the air or do you keep it on the ground?
We'll see what Tonjes, the OC, dials up for Tonjes, the quarterback. Munt in the backfield once again. Spears in motion. Rolling left is Tonjes. Flag flies. It's up in the air by about a mile. Tonjes scrambling, and leaves it incomplete. Now, the other interesting piece here, if this is against Ashland-Greenwood, what do you do if you're Tony Jansen? You could make a fourth down, but it's still fourth down at a very manageable distance for Ashland-Greenwood.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be against Ashland-Greenwood here.
That flag went as high as any flag I've seen in the air in quite some time.
I agree. The field was blanketed with flags really early.
Illegal formation for the second time tonight against the Blue Jays, and that one is declined. So fourth down and 3 for the Blue Jays. Huge play upcoming. The Blue Jays are going for it with under 7 to play third quarter.
They got Cale Smith in the backfield. Do you think they're going to run it up the middle?
That's what they did before halftime. Instead, Tonjes going to throw. He finds Mose. Touchdown. That Tonjes to Mose connection has been lethal.
Yeah, he caught him off guard. Did a little play action to Smith. Kind of bit that secondary down. Mose has a great slant route. Pretty wide open. And Ashland-Greenwood gets 6.
And Ashland-Greenwood will go back to Thomas Spears once again. They trusted him after he missed the first extra point. He converted his second one. Trying to make it a 6-point ball game. Snap a tad low. It's blocked. Bulldogs get their hands on it. It's a 5-point ball game. 6:52 left to play, third quarter. We're back with more after this on News Channel Nebraska.
Yankton Medical Clinic, Norfolk location, has several multi-specialty outreach physicians, including ear, nose, and throats, orthopedic surgery, urology, nephrology, general surgery, and pulmonology. Our physicians are all board certified. They have obtained the highest level of medical expertise in their field. Rated by our patients with a perfect 5 stars. Yankton Medical Clinic, Norfolk location, offers so much care, so close to home. Located in the Fountain Point Medical Building, Norfolk.
Kickoff fielded by Brenton Wenzel, and he is buried deep. Auburn looking to answer after the Ashland-Greenwood touchdown, and they're going to have a long field to do that.
Yeah, that was just a weeble-wobble kick right there. It was hard to cover those ones. Takes a long bounce back to about the 5 and just didn't have anywhere to go after that.
92 yards to pay dirt for Auburn. This after Ashland-Greenwood started their most recent scoring drive at the Auburn 23. Field position notable this half. Ligori from the shotgun, high snap, hands it off to Taylor. A little misdirection, gets around the edge. Good pickup on first down for the Bulldogs.
That's a great call there by Auburn. Little high snap, reverse trap, go to the left side, get around the edge. It's a great pickup there for this offense.
It's a 17-yard run for Taylor, who ultimately ended up taking the handoff from Galicia. Auburn taking their time here. Clock not running, though. At least not the game clock. Taylor in motion. Ligori up the middle. Finds a seam. 40, 45, 50. Spears gets him by the ankles in Ashland-Greenwood territory. The best run we've seen from Ligori all night. The 1,000-yard rusher.
That's a good touchdown-saving tackle there by Spears. But it's just a simple quarterback power up the middle, able to find a wide-open lane, turn the jets on, just gets tripped up by the shoelace by Spears. Great play there.
Got to figure, however Spears got him. Ligori's not a slow person, but Spears is probably the fastest person on the field right now.
Absolutely.
Ligori takes the high shotgun snap, hands it off Galicia. He's banged down at, well, after about a yard, maybe 2, we'll call it a yard. We've got several sponsors to thank, including our third quarter sponsor, Husker Rehab, treating the cause of pain, not just the symptoms. Someone's going to be feeling pain after this game. Both teams will feel it physically. It has been a battle, Chase.
No, it's been an absolute slugfest out here. A lot of beating and banging, a lot of tough runs.
Here goes Ligori. Patient running, spinning away. What another run by Ligori, starting to gain a little bit of momentum here.
Yeah, if you can't find success, try again. These quarterback runs were bottled up early in this game, but now they're starting to widen out, finding some lanes, getting some first downs out of it.
Another big third down. We've seen a few of these for both teams tonight. Liguori trying to shake off, looks like his leg maybe bothering him a little bit after that run. That happened last week against O'Neill too. Another high shotgun snap. It goes to Galizia on the handoff. Looks like he will have the first down. And the sticks will move.
Yep, just a simple run play to Galizia. Didn't get much, but also didn't need much. He just did just enough to get that first down yardage.
We see head coach Tony Jansen on the sidelines with the red hat. Not the one closest to us, the one walking away behind 86 Burke Moody. Auburn tried to loosen the Ashland-Greenwood defense with the pass earlier, now going back to the run. Now they go back to the pass to Galizia. That perimeter passing play worked earlier, but not this time. It's going to be a loss of about 2 on the play.
Yeah, it's kind of a flip-flop from the first half. I think Ashland-Greenwood did really good with the runs, and we're kind of struggling with those outside passes. Now they're kind of bottling up these outside passes and kind of giving up the inside zone runs.
Coming up on about 3 minutes on this drive. This will be the 7th play. Auburn trailing for the first time tonight. Liguori. Liguori gets rid of it. Looks like outside the pocket. Ashland-Greenwood fans calling for intentional grounding, but he did get out of the pocket, and that'll make it 3rd down and long for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Liguori just rolling to his right, just didn't really have an option to throw it to, just had to throw it in the dirt. Now it's going to be really 3rd and long for this Auburn offense.
3:37 to play 3rd quarter. You got to imagine with the way Ashland-Greenwood has kind of found a little bit of a groove offensively, Auburn really wants to find a score here.
Yeah, they definitely need some points, and this would be a great opportunity to kind of even that momentum back out.
Liguori patiently knifing through that defense. You got to figure this is 4-down territory for Auburn. That play call was trying to make it a little bit more manageable.
Yeah, no, that was a good play call, just kind of meet in the middle. I wouldn't expect them to kick a field goal from this long out, so obviously I think the offense is going to stay on the field here, try to think of their best 4th down play.
After the run of about 7, Auburn looking at 4th and 5 from the Ashland-Greenwood 22. Taylor goes in motion. Liguori, option right side for Galizia. Cuts it upfield, finds some room close to the sticks. That's going to be a 1st down run for Brant Galizia.
Wow, broke out the speed option on a 4th and 5. Looks like we got a player down here for Ashland-Greenwood.
Ooh, you hate to see that, and trying to pick up who that is.
50 or 61.
That's Van Lanningham.
Van Lanningham came off earlier. He's been huge in the middle for Ashland-Greenwood tonight. If you're the Blue Jays, I mean, certainly you don't want to see anyone injured, but that's a tough loss for Ashland-Greenwood potentially.
He's grabbing around his neck. Looked like he might have got a stinger on the tackle.
Good to see him walking, for the most part, under his own power. Now, to get back to the play, and again, it's good to see Van Lanningham getting to the sideline. We wish the best for him, but getting to that play call, that option has been a little hit or miss for Auburn this year, kind of skewing toward miss, and that's a gutsy play call for Tony Jansen and the Bulldogs to pick up that 1st down.
Very gutsy, but I mean, it paid off in the end.
Liguori fakes a defender, goes back right side, just jukes a man out, leaving some laundry on the field, and solid pickup on 1st down for Liguori.
That was a great first move. A little hesitation there, able to get what he could. make this down more manageable.
2nd and 3 for the Bulldogs inside the Ashland-Greenwood 10-yard line. A pair of wide receivers. Galizia in the backfield, takes the handoff. A lot of contact right away. Trying to bowl his way toward that first down marker. He's going to be at least a yard, maybe 2 short.
Does a good job by this Ashland-Greenwood linebacker group, just filling in those cutback lanes, not giving them anywhere to go. Kind of stuff them early. It's going to be 3rd and short.
Got a feeling probably a 4-down situation for Auburn. Not an unmakeable field goal for Auburn, but kind of right on the edge. Ligori will keep it himself. Patient, and I think he's going to be short. Going to pick up a yard, it looks like, but no more.
Looks like they're just going to do another quarterback keeper there. A little high of a snap. These snaps have been pretty high all this drive. Taking a lot of time off the clock, but I think 4th and short, I would expect them to go for it.
And this will take us almost to the end of the 3rd quarter. 4th down and a short 2, long 1. We'll call it a yard and a half. In motion goes Galizia. Ligori takes the snap, weaves his way through, and that's going to be real close depending on the spot. I'm not sure that spot favors Auburn.
It doesn't look like it from here.
Indeed, the Bulldogs are turned away.
That is a huge momentum swing for this team. Getting a huge goal line stand for Ashland-Greenwood. That's a lot of momentum for this offense. I know they're starting backed up, but leaving points off the board.
Auburn, as they go 89 yards, but unable to finish the deal. And with 13 seconds left to play, 3rd quarter, Ashland-Greenwood takes over with a 5-point lead. Handoff, Smith gets around the edge, then big contact. And it'll be 2nd and medium for the Blue Jays, and that'll do it for the 3rd quarter. We head to the 4th quarter. It's a 5-point game. Ashland-Greenwood on top, 19-14. We'll take a break. Be back with the final frame after this on News Channel Nebraska.
Are your Medicare supplements too high? Does your employer not offer health insurance? Who can I trust locally in a live office and not an 800 number? Come see Insurance 365 healthcare experts Angela Credeville and Sarah Kuhn. Angela specializes for you with personal consulting for people over 65 and their Medicare plans. Sarah is the expert on individual plans for those of you under 65. Angela and Sarah, the healthcare experts you want to do business with.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Football heroes on the field tonight. That's Landon Sabota. He's got his Blue Jays currently on top by 5 as we head to the 4th quarter. This Ashland-Greenwood team has been given all they want by an Auburn team they beat by 28 earlier this season. Smith with the handoff on second down. He's out to about the 15-yard line. That's going to make it 3rd and short. Call it 3rd and 2 for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, just a simple halfback counter right here. And this, if you're Ashland-Greenwood, this is all you want to do. Run the ball, get a couple first downs, take time off that clock, and just find ways to get down the field.
Clock running inside 11 and a half minutes. Handoff Smith, and he's chased down by Burt Moody. What penetration from Moody, and that's going to force a punting situation for the Blue Jays.
I don't mind the call there on offense, but that's just a better defensive play there. Sniffing out that run to the left side, able to get a stop there on 3rd down.
Nixon Ligori has not had much of a chance to touch the ball as a returner tonight, but he did damage to Ashland-Greenwood in September. Fortney gets this one away. It's high, but it's short. Auburn's going to let this one bounce at the 40, and it just basically dies right there. Auburn will take over at the Ashland-Greenwood 41-yard line.
Yep, so still an opportunity here for Auburn to get points. Starting out in great field position. I wouldn't be in such of a panic. You got plenty of time. You got about 10 and a half minutes here to go. Just stick to your bread and butter, do what you do well, and try to find points.
Our 4th quarter tonight brought to you by Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at Lincoln.org. Bulldogs, a great drive last time around, but couldn't get any points. Now Ligori back to work, trying to get to the edge. You know, the middle was plugged up, and he tried to bounce it out, but I think there was probably a shade more in the middle for him than on the edge.
I agree. No, looking like it's another quarterback design run, but I think he was having a tough time picking out which lane to go, but it just could not get started. That Ashland-Greenwood defensive line's finally coming back alive.
Second and 12 for the Bulldogs after the loss of 2. We're under 10 minutes to play. Ligori rolling right side, now cuts it up to the 40, to the 35, now reverses field to the left side, spinning away once again, still going. Nixon Ligori. What in the world, young man? What a run. This is a young man who's seen a lot of championship athletics. He's been on those Auburn Bulldog teams in the championship game. He wants to pull in a state championship as Auburn trying to put second-seeded Ashland-Greenwood on the ropes.
I mean, that was just a special play there. Just great design run. Tuck it and ran and got a bunch of yards.
Ligori trying to weave his way through the middle, and I think Auburn is going to see this one backed up a few yards as about 1 million penalty flags came flying in. A legal shift by the Bulldogs. Coach Tony Jansen has talked about all playoffs. It's doing the little things right, not the big things. He didn't feel that his team did the best job with those kind of in non-district play, but once they got to district play, he thought they really zeroed in on those. And honestly, that was the difference last week against O'Neill. O'Neill shot themselves in the foot with 1 million penalties. That's not an official number, but Auburn avoided those for the most part. However, 1st and 15 now as Ligori up the middle, shakes some tacklers, spins away, picks up the bulk of what he lost and then some, make it about 2nd and 9.
Yeah, Yeah, another quarterback run. I think they're just going to use him primarily for his legs here in the fourth. They want him running the ball, him running that rock, him getting in the end zone.
We'll officially give him 7 yards on the run. That makes it 2nd and 8. Got to figure this is a big drive for Auburn. Not a quick strike team. Moody in motion. Ligori trying to weave his way through once again. And really squirts through that pile a lot more than what it looked like he had.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it didn't look like he had a hole to run in from here. But I like how patient he is. Behind his blockers, wait for a crease to come open, and then shoot it. I think he's doing a really good job of running that ball.
An obscure reference that many Auburn fans will get would remind you of Quint Hogriff, a very good running back who played for Dick Strittmatter in the 90s, then was a walk-on for the Huskers. During Tommy Frazier's run, if you saw in the Fiesta Bowl someone jumping up and down on the sidelines, that was Quint Hogriff.
What do you know?
3rd and 2 for the Bulldogs. High snap, and Nixon Ligori, a very sort of understated young man, just smacked the football with frustration as the Bulldogs went early, making it 3rd and 7 instead of 3rd and 2.
Yeah, no, you just can't have that this late in the game. That's just an error that this offense can't afford, because now, yeah, like you said, you're looking at a 3rd and long. Those quarterback runs aren't usually the go-to, but, you know, they've been doing it a lot this drive. Maybe they go back to it.
Will be interesting to see what the play call is here. Gotta figure it's 4-down territory. Under 7 minutes to play. Handoff up the middle, Taylor. Shakes free, spins away. Dumped down at the 14-yard line. That's a pickup of 4. Makes it about 4th and 3 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I like the handoff decision there.
Starting to rain.
Letting the running back work. That's a good, solid tackle right at the legs. Stopping him in his tracks. It's going to bring 4th and short. I'm getting nervous.
I just saw
it's a good game, late game.
Auburn has seen a lot of these moments. They had to come through with a big 4th down against Syracuse to win the district. Ashland-Greenwood has had some tight games this year too. Ligori tries to cut it back up. And he's going to be real close to the marker, but I think he's short once again. And indeed, Auburn gets into the red zone, and for the 2nd straight time, the Bulldogs are turned away on 4th down.
That's really impressive by this Ashland-Greenwood defense, this bend, don't break mentality. I mean, twice in the red zone, got Auburn down in there, and they stopped them on 4th. I mean, that's a championship win and play right there.
6:08 left to play in the ball game. Auburn needs a stop in the worst way. Tonjes picked off by Binder. Binder inside the 10. Talk about a momentum turner. Oh my goodness, Ashland-Greenwood decides to go aggressive at their own 12-yard line, and Lance Binder reads it perfectly.
Wow. I mean, that was just looks like a simple play. Little out route to the right side. Tonjes just didn't see him. Didn't see Binder out in the flat. Came down and made a heck of a interception and brought his team right back to where they were.
You got to appreciate the aggressiveness, but what a big moment in the game. 1st and goal from the 3-yard line with 6:02 left to play. Ligori waiting, and that looks like it's going to be no gain. Again, the middle of that Ashland-Greenwood defense coming through.
Yeah, another great stop there by that D-line. I believe that was Sabota again, just getting in there, disrupting their design call. And I mean, once again, 3 times the charm. They need another goal line stop here.
Northwest Missouri State Bearcat fans have got to be licking their chops seeing Sabota play tonight. Liguori, shotgun snap, again up the middle, leaning to about the 1 yard line he goes.
I mean, both these teams are just banging heads right now, not giving an inch to each other. I mean, this is just old school football at this point. On the goal line, third drive in a row. This is fun to watch.
A trip to the semifinals on the line. Ashland-Greenwood got there last year, lost to Boone Central. Auburn has not been to the semifinals since their 2006 championship season. 3rd down and 1. Galizia, goal line, touchdown Bulldogs. The second time that Auburn has taken advantage of the short field, and the Bulldogs are on top.
It took them a while in the second half, but they finally hit pay dirt. I mean, that's huge for this offense, huge for this team. Only about 4.5 minutes to go in this game, going up, trying to go for 2 here to go up by 3.
And we know that Ashland-Greenwood could strike quickly. They did just before halftime. It only took them 1:16. It took them every one of those 1:16 seconds. Now Auburn, with a little bit of confusion coming out of the huddle, going for 2. 8 on the play clock. Now down to 4. Moody in motion. Snap. Liguori is in trouble, gets rid of it, and it's batted down. It'll stay a 1-point ball game. 20-19, 4:36 left to play. Let's take a break. Be back with more after this on News Channel Nebraska.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
This broadcast is brought to you by Currency. Visit gocurrency.com for details. And by The Carpet Shop in Norfolk, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years.
Doesn't matter the sport, post-game drama ensues when Auburn and Ashland-Greenwood play. Wyatt Tanner's kick, end over end, fielded at the 20. Big hits across the board. Oh my goodness, this is playoff football. And whoever wins is gonna feel something good, but both teams are gonna feel some pain tomorrow. We're going to talk to the winning coach after the game. Our coach's post-game interview brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. Chase, 4:32 left to play, a 1-point Auburn lead. What are you looking for from both teams?
Well, the biggest thing is for Ashland-Greenwood, don't panic. You got plenty of time. You're only down by 1. You can move the ball slowly. I mean, it's in your hands right now. You can do whatever you want.
Tonjes, off of the interception on his last play, rolling right side. He's got all the time in the world, now going to run up the field. He's got good gain with his legs, still going across midfield, and finally pulled down by Brenton Wenzel in Auburn territory at the 36-yard line. That is a 36-yard pickup.
Yeah, I know you mentioned Tommy Frazier a little bit back, but that was a Tommy Frazier run right there. Pulls it down last second, misses a couple defenders, stiff arms 1, 2. Makes a great play.
Tonjes hands off Smith. Smith knifing his way through. It's a solid pickup of about 5 on first down for the 1,000-yard rusher.
All you need now for Ashland-Greenwood is positive yards every play. Can't take a sack, can't take a flag. Just keep moving up that field into that red zone.
Don't forget our player of the game coming up after the game, brought to you by Nebraska Orthopedic Center, your healing destination. Spears in motion for the Blue Jays. Fake the handoff to Tonjes, looking to pass. He's got time now. Chase from the pocket. Flag on the play. Tonjes is tripped up by Galizia, and at least a couple flags on the field. Auburn defensive coordinator Matt Galizia clapping his hands in approval. Also removes a little bit of sod from his son's face mask. Holding on the Blue Jays. You mentioned positive yardage for the Blue Jays. That's not what they get there.
They got Sabota on that holding call on that left side. And just like I said, you can't take a penalty now because that's going to back up your progress and kind of put you behind the chains. So it's going to be a lot harder, bigger task to do now.
Now, Ashland-Greenwood has won its last 3 home playoff games. Last week against Milford, and then 2 games last year against Adams Central and Chadron. But from 2019 to 2022, the Blue Jays were bounced from the playoffs at home all 4 times. As back to the ground go the Blue Jays.
Yeah, just a little inside run there. Get it back to almost the sticks. I mean, you're still behind schedule, 3rd and 12. You almost think you got to put it in the air at this point. Clock's running down.
I think it's a thought that they don't think they're going to be going up the middle and they're trying to get it down.
Tonjes has played a heck of a game tonight. Right now, regretting that interception, though, deep in his own territory that set up the go-ahead score for Auburn. Fake the handoff, now looking to throw. Flushed out of the pocket, dumps it, had his man Johnson, but Johnson slips at the 30-yard line and unable to haul it in, and makes it 4th down and 12 for the Blue Jays. A must-have for Ashland-Greenwood, you got to imagine at this point.
Yeah, Tanya's rolling to his left. Looked like he had him out in the flat. Looked like a good throw. Looked like it was going to be on point, but just slips at the last second. I tell you, these conditions do have an effect on that game.
If there's any team that can convert a 4th and 12, it's this Ashland-Greenwood squad.
Here's the game.
4 wide receivers.
3 timeouts as long as they get a first
Smith
down.
in the backfield with Tonjes. Fakes the handoff, looking left side. Chase from the pocket, makes the completion near the sticks, but short. Left is short, did the Blue Jays. Cal Kissinger makes the catch, but he's turned away by the Bulldogs. Now Auburn wants to salt away these final 2 minutes and 11 seconds, but Ashland-Greenwood has all 3 timeouts.
Oh, man, that is a heartbreaker. Looked like it was the right play, right concept and routes, just maybe had to have it a yard deeper, and they'd still have the ball right now. But don't panic right now. You got 3 timeouts. Get a quick 3 and out, use all your timeouts, and get the ball back for your offense.
Auburn with it at their own 28-yard line with 2:11 left to play. Ligori from the shotgun. Shocker, he keeps it. Good yardage, though, for Ligori. And just like that, Ashland-Greenwood is going to call the timeout. We'll keep it here during the break. 2:05 left to play. That play took 6 seconds. Auburn, again, trying to reach the semifinals for the first time in nearly 2 decades.
Yeah, no, that's just, they're going to do this quarterback run, underneath stuff, try to get one more first down and seal this game.
Definitely will be investing in the sport.
Don't forget to stick around for our top plays after the game, brought to you by Currency. Now, Chase, you got to almost wonder, with the way Ashland-Greenwood has really had Auburn's number for the last 7 years.
Yeah.
Does that put a little added pressure on the Blue Jays in this late game situation? This is a team that they've had good success with, but now Auburn's got them on the ropes.
Yeah, no, this is usually a team that they take business of, take care of. It's up by 1 late in the game. I would sense a little bit of panic and a little bit of fret from them.
Ligori keeps it across first down marker to the 50, and he's finally tripped up on a touchdown-saving tackle by Thomas Spears. Nixon Ligori just taking over.
I mean, it's just same old stuff. It's like playing a broken record, doing the same thing up the middle, and he's just finding his lane and running.
Ashland-Greenwood calls their second timeout. Under 2 minutes to play. We're going to take a break. Be back with more after this on News Channel Nebraska.
This broadcast is brought to you by Manly View Farms, a small family dairy that sells right to the consumer. Find us on Facebook. And by Ramjack. For foundation repair and basement waterproofing, call Ramjack at 402-933-3838 and get a free evaluation.
Upset alert here in Ashland. You can see in the red jacket there, that was the mother of Coach Tony Jansen, Gene Salisbury, with nerves. The handoff goes to Brant Galizia, and he is tracked down near the sideline. Did he go out of bounds? Ooh, that is not ideal if you're an Auburn fan. He picked up some extra yardage, but stops the clock. That's an extra timeout for Ashland-Greenwood.
Yeah, it just looks like a buck sweep to the outside. Yeah, that's a little mistake there, going out of bounds. I mean, Ashland-Greenwood did a good job of escorting him there, but you got to be in bounds and down to kind of waste this clock. And that gives Ashland-Greenwood another stop and play.
Looked like he was trying to slide down there, though. He's a very smart football player.
Yeah, I think that was just a better defensive play, trying to keep him up and get him out of bounds.
Auburn's still taking their time, though. 1:52 left to play. Ashland-Greenwood went 86 yards over the course of a little over a minute to end the first half. Auburn will not feel comfortable if they give the ball back to Ashland-Greenwood. Ligori keeps it, bangs ahead, and a penalty flag comes in late. I think this one's going to be on Rowell, who we targeted as the player to watch earlier in this game.
Yeah.
Rowell, a wrestler, may have had a little too much wrestling there.
Right. I mean, that gives Auburn more of a chance. Now we're looking at second and very long. Just got to get a stop here.
So indeed, holding against the Bulldogs. Tony Jansen said, got to do the little things right, as we see the hold there, just kind of the lower left of the screen. Tony Jansen has harped on little things, little things, little things. Don't worry about the big play. And to this point, Auburn had been doing those. But then you see the play go out of bounds to stop the clock, then the holding penalty. And it's got to be hard on the ticker for Coach Jansen. Ligori, he will keep it himself once again. Gets away from the first wave of tacklers, not the second. Gonna pick up about 4 on the play. And timeout called by Ashland-Greenwood.
Ashland-Greenwood, your third and final timeout.
Now that's the last timeout for Ashland-Greenwood, but Auburn, unless they get a huge play on third down, is going to likely have to give the Blue Jays the ball back.
Yeah, looking at it, I mean, if you're Ashland-Greenwood, you've got to be in kind of a prevent mode. I'm sure they're just probably going to run it underneath. So you got to find a way to rally and make a tackle before that first down marker to have a chance at this game. I know you can't stop the clock, but it's going to bring it down to roughly a minute, about 55 seconds left in this game. But all in all, you're going to give your offense one more shot to go down the field.
Again, between the holding and going out of bounds, Ashland-Greenwood has life. A minute 39 left to play. Auburn trying to hang on and pull off the upset over second-seeded Ashland-Greenwood. Ligori hands off middle to Galizia. And another flag, and is this a face mask?
No.
Oh my
He's
goodness.
so mad. 53 mad. 53
This may be essentially the end of the ball game. The face mask on Marzouk, the senior.
Let's see here.
And we see the Auburn coaches just behind us exit the coaches box with elation. Indeed, that's the face mask on Ashland-Greenwood. And we have now seen the biggest upset in this Class C1 bracket so far. Chase, my goodness.
I'm just in shock. I'm in awe. Just 3rd and 14. Get the face mask penalty. That is just a heartbreaker to end this game.
Victory formation for the Bulldogs. Play clock is 7, game clock at a minute 15. And Ligori will take the knee. Auburn, just another snap away from heading to the semifinals for the first time since 2006.
I can't believe it. That is just a tough way to go out. Yeah, it looks like they had him dead to rights, and then that penalty just sealed the game.
Ligori takes the final knee. Auburn heading to the semifinals, knocking off the bane of their existence for almost a decade to do it, beating a team that topped them by 28 points earlier this season. And Auburn stays alive on Ashland-Greenwood's home territory. The clock ticks down, the final ticks, and Auburn headed to the semifinals, 20-19 over the Ashland-Greenwood Blue Jays. We'll take a break and be back with the post-game show after this on News Channel Nebraska. 20-19, Auburn pulls off the upset over Ashland-Greenwood, a team that beat them by 28 earlier this season. We're now joined by Victoria's head coach, Tony Jansen. And Coach, this is a team that has gotten you a few times in the last few years. What's it mean to move to the semifinals by beating this Ashland-Greenwood team on their home field?
Yeah, you know, we played them every year since 2018. The second time we seen them in the playoffs. We beat them in 2018 and hadn't beaten them since. And the last year there were kind of some whoopings, and, you know, including the one week 4. I mean, it was a 28-point game. Obviously, we did some things, but we weren't in it at the end. And the thing is, when we were done with that game, we stood right here and we said, guys, you got to take this for what it is. And we said the goal is now we got to go into district play and go into the playoffs. We want to see these guys again, and the goal is to get 29 points better. And like I just said in the huddle, we didn't get 30 better, but we got 29 better, and that's all we needed. So really, really just proud of these guys. Never quit believing, you know, and you see it in games and you see it within the season. When things don't go well, they take that for what it is. They take it as an opportunity to get better. They never feel sorry for themselves. They don't get upset with each other. They say, okay, this is how I'm going to get better now, and then they get better. And then that's what it's about, and that's what makes this group just so much fun to coach.
Coach, you're an Auburn alum. The last time Auburn was in the semifinals, you were in your second year at Wayne State. You were fist-pounding people after the game when they won the state championship in 2006. What's it mean to get this program back to this point?
Yeah, you know, this is a program with a lot of tradition and success, but in terms of getting to those real late levels, you know, it doesn't happen a lot. You've only had one team make it a championship game, not that many more that have made it to the semis. And so to be able to add to that tradition, you know, that's the whole thing about when I took this job here. I came back as an assistant. I took the job as a head coach when I felt like I had the opportunity to hopefully bring some tradition back and build on what this is. And that adds a little bit because you feel the pressure and you don't want to let the program down. You don't want to let the guys you played with down. And most and foremost, you don't want to let the kids down. And these kids have built so much for this and worked so hard for this. To see them break through this point is great. And now the next point and the next mission is we don't want to be done yet. We want to keep it going. We know we got a really good Wahoo team next week, I'm assuming. Shouldn't probably say that. But yeah, we know we got to get ready again for the next game.
You were correct, by the way, in that assessment. You talked last week about the toughness of this team. I'd say there was a lot of it on display tonight. Ashland-Greenwood, as they've done a few times, got a late score before halftime and then took the lead. What can you say about the response of this team?
Yeah, so that was kind of the point we harped on as much as we did anything X's and O's in the halftime is we left some opportunities in that first half. And late in the first half, too, we did a little bit of where we'd make a mistake and let it compound. And I think that really happened from the transition to our last offensive drive to that defensive touchdown. We kind of made some mistakes that gave them the ball back, and then we let them go down the field. And so we refocused ourselves on staying in the moment. And that's what we did so well early in the game, first quarter through probably half of the second quarter, and we got back to that in the second half. In a game like this, there's going to be ups and downs. It's not all going to be perfect, but you got to be gritty and you got to find a way, and we got the guys that can do that.
Speaking of toughness, the guy to your left, you watch him up in the press box, he's looking smooth, but you look at him here, all sorts of grass stains, all sorts of bruises. Can you talk about the play of your quarterback, Nixon Liguori?
Yeah, well, we've put a lot on him all year, both mentally and physically, and he never shies away from it, never backs down, never complains. And it just comes down to it. All he wants to do is he wants to help his team win, and I'd say he's done a phenomenal job with that this year.
Coach, celebrate it, and best of luck next week in the semifinals.
Hey, thank you.
That's victorious head coach Tony Jansen. Let's bring in our player of the game, Nixon Liguori. You were in this spot last week. Did you envision this result today? Well, did you anticipate that at all?
I kind of did, because they said they were going to do it last week and they didn't. So, but no, I mean, I knew it was going to be a tough one. I mean, I knew we were, you know, honestly, in our 4th hour class, we watched Rocky 2 today, and watching that, I was just like, man, it's going to be like we're Rocky and they're Creed, and it's like we just gotta fight. We just gotta do this and just trust in each other and just continue to go. And that's what we did. I'm just so thankful for these guys and for this team. I couldn't have asked for anybody else.
Heading to the semifinals. Talked about it with Coach Jansen a second ago. It's been 18 years. Were you alive in 2006?
I was born 2006, so yeah, I would have been alive then, yep.
So you probably don't remember. What's it mean to be at this stage representing your school?
It means everything. I mean, it means everything just to be that team, that group of seniors that actually can break through the barrier and get there. I mean, I just feel proud, and I feel proud to be around the friends I have and the teammates I have.
Finally, what's it going to take to head into Wahoo and pull off another upset?
It's going to take everything. I mean, they're a great team, and we're just going to have to trust each other and take it one play at a time like we did this week.
Nixon, congratulations and best of luck next week.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Auburn heading to the Class C1 state semifinals for the first time since their championship season in 2006, avenging a series of losses to Ashland-Greenwood. Let's take a look at the post-game highlights brought to you by Currency. Auburn, Ashland-Greenwood, familiar foes meeting in the Class C1 quarterfinals as we look at the highlights brought to you by Currency. Bulldogs heading on the road, looking to knock off Goliath. We head to the second quarter as Nixon Ligori gets the scoring started, squirting through the defense to bust through the scoreboard and put the Bulldogs on top 6-0. They convert the extra point. Then Cale Smith answers, going 50 yards for the Blue Jays and into the end zone, but Ashland-Greenwood misses the extra point. Keeps it a 7-6 ball game. Auburn had to punt, but it's muffed, and hustling down to get it is Burke Moody, putting the Bulldogs to work at the Ashland-Greenwood 13-yard line. Auburn takes advantage, bowling through for another touchdown, Nixon Ligori, and that puts the Bulldogs on top 14-6. But an impressive drive just before the half. Tonjes finds Landon Mose, who bowls his way inside the 10-yard line, and that puts the Blue Jays in scoring position. Then Tonjes hands off to Smith. On the final play before halftime, he squirts through from 4 yards out. The Blue Jays do convert the extra point this time, makes the halftime score 14-13. Then in the third quarter, Nixon Ligori looking to pass. It's tipped and picked off by Mose, who had himself a game. Gets it deep into Auburn territory, and the Blue Jays take full advantage. Ashland-Greenwood getting another touchdown strike. This one goes from Tonjes to Mose. Those two hooked up several times this evening. The extra point this time blocked, makes it 19-14. Ashland-Greenwood gets the ball back, but first play, Lance Binder steps in front of the Tonjes pass, gets Auburn in business inside the Ashland-Greenwood 5. Auburn gets the go-ahead score from Brant Galizia, who went over 1,000 yards on the season tonight. Extra point was good. Or rather, the two-point conversion was no good, but Ashland-Greenwood driving. They have a 4th and 12. The pass for 11 yards to Cal Kissinger, and that turns the Blue Jays away. Auburn trying to salt away the clock. It's 3rd down and long, and a face mask that will end the ball game, as it allows Auburn to be able to run out the clock and end Ashland-Greenwood's season. 20-19, Auburn headed to the semifinals. We see the celebration on the sideline. Tons of elation, tons of relief, tons of frustration exiting that Auburn coaching staff as the Bulldogs end Ashland-Greenwood's season at 9-2, while the Bulldogs move to 10-1. It's the highest win total for the Bulldogs since that championship season in 2006.